Hey friends, I'm going to make a video to answer the question of how do I stake in my tents. I'm going to cover each important part that I know of, and if you have any advice, shoot me a message in the comments. Thank you so much. The first topic of discussion is leg stakes. Now, most people who purchase these comes with simple little leg stakes like this. The biggest reason you have these is not to keep the tent down, but to keep the tent from walking. If the tent walks, when you eventually do your side stakes, the tent, those will become loose, and then it comes right up. As you see, if you can lift it, the wind can lift it. The next thing I'm going to point out is the stake people usually don't do. You want to hook something. These have rings on them. You want to hook something from here to the ground at an angle. This prevents it from lifting up. And then these two work together in a triangle. If it's being held down, it can't lift up. If it can't walk, it can't make that string loose, and then it won't be able to lift up. Once you do that to every corner, things are easier. Go out and get yourself some more stakes. Some people might have extra of these ones. Again, a stake like this is better because it has a fin on it that catches in the ground. I also have these guys. Again, it has a fin that catches on the ground. Any of these are good, but here's a good, better, best. I like these. So what I'm going to do, I don't want it to get out of hand. You could go 1 foot. If you can get away with 2, do 2. You don't really need more than that. I'm going to go with 1 for right now, because most places you go, you'll only get 1. Now, on these ones, you can drill straight in, but it's always better to drill at an angle. And on the other stakes, like these guys, always at an angle. See, it's not letting it walk. You can put that in with a drill. If drills make you nervous, you can also get a piece like this that you can put in by hand crank. You might not be able to see it, but it's lifting up right now. So it's causing that peg to come up. That's what we don't want to happen. Most kits that you get comes with a string. I personally like these little ratchet fellas. They don't hold a lot of weight, but it doesn't take a lot of weight to hold it down. I hook one up here. I flip a little switch, the ratchet comes down. Now, I don't know if you can see it, the peg is almost coming out because it's trying to lift up. If this is going over and over and over again, it's going to fail. Once I put that down, it's going to stay there. Now, if you have an older tent, you might have trouble with this part. See it jumping over there? I don't think you can see it on the camera jumping over there. I'm going to move my camera so you can watch this leg dancing. And this is a term. People say the leg is dancing. See it? See it dancing up and down? And then everybody runs and grabs the leg because they don't want it to go anywhere. I can stop that from happening. I could. You can put just this in at an angle, and then put the rope from there to there. That will keep it down, but now it might walk. Once it starts walking, this rope will become loose. So you want to have both. Put one in there. That'll stop it, but only a little bit. Because again, if you can pick it up, the wind can pick it up. Notice how easily that came out. You have this in place. 1 foot. And you get your rope to strap it down. Again, I like these little guys because they're a little ratchet. See? If you do get these, tie off the end, or when you pull it all the way out, it will get stuck. You don't want to go so hard you rip the seam, but you want it strong enough that it starts to stabilize. Once you do this to every leg, it'll build a structure for you. Now, this leg can't move, so this string won't fail. But if I didn't have this staked in, this could walk this way and make this loose. When it's over here, it's tight. And it has to be just tight enough to compensate for the wind. You do that to all four things, you're good. For reference on this guy, you can put him in by, you put a stick or you put another peg through him and you could turn him like this to drill him into the ground, or you get the appropriate drill and you can do that. Another thing to mention, if you're in a situation that's really, really windy, do one peg there and one peg there. What this does is it protects the angle this way. One rope does that. If you wanted to make it more safe, doing it one this way guarantees it has trouble shifting. Putting it one this way guarantees it has trouble shifting. So you won't have walking, you won't have top shifting, and your tent will be good to the ground. Now you can see, we know I didn't stick in those other two. Just having 2 points of solid contact, everything's going well. What you will run into is when you put your walls up, you'll have to take this stake out and adjust to make sure your walls fit snug. Your walls now, in a windy situation, might slap into you or your products on tables. Take a string. All you need to do for that is run a string in an X pattern from one corner to the other. So if I had that secured up there correctly, obviously not long enough string, but you have it just go across here and you have another one here. So when your wind blows, it's just going to slap against that string. You're not going to get hit by nothing. You can see just those 2 stakes, well, 4 stakes actually, just those 4 stakes are holding this together quite well. Now, when you're done for the day, or if you're going away for the weekend and it's a multi-weekend fair, all you need to do is drop. This is why I like the ratchets. Oh, feel that big wind coming through? Drop your tent down a little bit. This will reduce your wind profile. Okay? Strap that down. Your tent's going to be even better off. You can see the wind is shaking the camera, but it's not shaking the tent. If you don't have hooks on the end of your things, what you can do is you can put your hook in and around and down as a way to get that pull downwards. Be very careful when you do this. If you have buttons like this, not to press them and not to let this rest on them. If it does, it will pull and cause your whole thing to collapse. You don't want that. You don't want to go on a single pull either. A single pull is not strong. You want to be able to get more than one, as much bite up here as you can get. If you can get that main pull, that's great. Now, a lot of people will ask, well, I have weights. Weights are cool. Weights do not prevent walking. They will prevent it from lifting upwards to a degree, but they will not prevent walking. So you're in some way setting yourself up for failure. Now, don't get me wrong. You put enough weight there, it'll be fine. But if you're trying to use a weight instead of stakes, most likely something will happen where it gets loose somewhere. Stakes are absolutely the way these were designed. Somebody trying to be quick and make a buck made the weights. If you can lift it, the wind can lift it. If I tried to lift this, I'd rip out all this. I can't lift it. If there was just weights down there, unless I pile on like 4 or 5 of them, I can lift it. This stake here, the same rule applies. If you can pull it out here, the wind can pull it out. So if I take this stake and I hook this strap to it, and let's get a good distance from the camera, right about here, and I put it at an angle, if I were to pull this, this way, it'll come out. See it? Now, if the ground is good, and I pull it this way, it takes a little bit more effort. You see that? It's starting to get stuck. I'm having to really try. This is where, if your ground's loose, putting down more stakes ain't bad. Because the more you put down, the safer you are. So you saw that. Same concept. We'll take one of these guys, put it in at an angle. It's always good to go around and test your stakes, because if you drill them into some bad mud, you're going to have a problem because they're not going to stake. But if you drill them into good ground, you'll be all right. And it's okay to feel around where's good, where's not. Sometimes you'll feel around and there'll be nowhere that's good, and you'll be like, okay, I'll put more than one in. So this one, I'm pulling in the direction of the stake, which is at an angle. Notice it's not moving. I should get one of those fish things so I can show you how much force I'm putting behind this. Now, if I wanted to, I could eventually get that going. But this way, it's not going to go. I'd have to put far more of my weight into this to get this to go. And that's why you put them at an angle. And that's why these ones with the spirals are better than the ones without. All right. I hope that answers some questions. Hit me with more questions so I can improve this video. Thank you so much.